Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Oracle Hour. I'm your host, Amy Lee Westvelt, and I am not this yellow, so hold on one second. That's better. That looks more like me. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I'm so glad you're here. I know it's been a minute since we've done this. Lots of things went on, lots of exciting things. I reconnected with a family member and was on the phone for like 5 hours one week. And then the other week we had storms, and needless to say, we are here and I'm so excited to be here with you. Lots of things to talk about tonight. First and foremost, how is everyone? We're coming up on a new moon tomorrow, which is hello, Jessica. Hello, Sarah. Hi. We're coming up on a new moon tomorrow, which is always exciting, new, fresh, fun energy. So I'm really grateful for that. Hi, Persephone. Hello. Crazy storms. I know. So crazy. Okay. ADHD girl is turning her phone over. So if you guys are messaging me, just know that I am here and I am present and I'm in the moment. So, oh my gosh, so many things. So yes, we've got lots of energy moving around. We've got the sun coming into Cancer, which means we've got a Cancer sun and a Cancer moon. So if you have lots of like emotional outbursts, if you feel like you're just like, oh my gosh, all I want to do is cry, or I'm purging, or there's so much energy that's just kind of moving through me in a beautiful way, you are right on time. And speaking of right on time, before we even get started tonight, I want to tell you guys a little bit. You probably heard the buzz about my Scripting Your Dreams into Life masterclass. It was the first class that I ever taught that took off like wildfire. And I think it's because, hi, Michelle. I think it's because the results are so quick, right? Like you can get results from this technique inside of 12 hours. And so people were just buzzing about it and they're like, do it again. So it was a program that I ran a whole bunch of master classes live. And then of course I added it to my membership. And recently I was like, I want to do it, but I want to do it with different energy. And one of the things I noticed when I ran the Scripting Your Dreams into Life masterclass before, one of the things that I noticed was that people would get incredible results and they'd be on this high, this emotional, incredible feeling. And then after a couple of days, they'd either forget how to do it, or they didn't have the accountability, or they got, scared about it, or who knows what. And it would all kind of go. And so they had these incredible results. And then it was kind of like, eh. And so what I thought was, how cool would it be to do it interactive? So I'm going to teach the techniques, but I'm also going to be there with you each day to teach you a little bit at a time so we can go through it together. Hello, April. Hi, gorgeous. So we can go through it together and we can get you, see where you're making the mistakes or where you're kind of tripping yourself up, so that by the time the week is over, and I'm thinking it's more going to be like 10 days, but by the time our time together is over, you will have this technique down pat and you'll be able to use it to create everything that you desire. And let me tell you, you guys, one of the most incredible things about manifestation is the feeling that you're rolling your life out in front of you, that you're the one who's like, oh, I want this experience and I want this opportunity and I want this kind of person in my life. And you're just rolling it out and telling the story and starring in your own movie. Now, I will tell you guys, there are quite a few folks who are already signed up for this course. Looking down here, it looks like we've got about 10 or 15. I can't count that fast, but I think it's between like 10 and 15. And there's definitely spots available if you guys want them. Let me pop the link up for that. Here you go. It's also in the cover. But let me tell you, this is a course that you are going to get in Telegram. So we're going to get into a group in Telegram, and then I'm going to share the information with you bit by bit, make sure everybody's caught up before we keep going. And it's going to be a really magical experience. So I hope that you guys will join me. It's going to be July 24th. So about 6 days, 5 days, 6, 5, 5, 6, I don't know. July 24th through August 1st and possibly August 2nd or 3rd. I haven't decided. So I hope you guys will join me. It's a magical experience. Anybody who's ever worked with me when it comes to manifestation, there's a reason they call me the reverse Grim Reaper. You get into my energy. You don't know how to explain it, but somehow, some way, massive up-leveling happens. And I wish I could take credit for it. I can't, because it's just kind of what happens, right? But I can tell you unequivocally that it does. And so I would love to have you guys $111 all 7 to 10 days. We might do a live Q&A in there. I haven't decided, but in case you're a person who works during the day and you're like, when are the calls? There are no calls. I'm going to drop the information in. It's called freestyle coaching. Okay. So I'm going to give you the information and I'm going to make it available, and there'll be opportunities to conversate and to ask questions, but you get to do it on your own time. Okay. And I'm really a big fan of this because I think this is very much in line with adult education. It's about being there, supporting people who are raising families and doing day jobs and taking care of others and caretakers and all these things. And so freestyle coaching allows you to be able to access the information in a connected environment, right? You're not just watching videos later, you're getting the energy, you're knowing that that person is available in that moment in that energy. So for the duration of this container, you will have access to me pretty much all the time in the group container. Okay, enough about that. Let's talk about tonight's cards. At first, I thought about letting you guys choose the cards, and then I thought I'd have to sit there and explain every single deck I have, which if you saw is quite a few. And so what I decided instead is to pick 2 decks and then to let you guys pick the last one. So let me tell you about the 2 that I picked, and then I'm going to name a bunch, and then that way there'll be some to pick from so we can get started, and then you guys can pick that last one, okay? Oh yeah, the new moon, it's beautiful though. So much purging, so much excitement. Oh, I can just feel it in my body. I hope you can too. Okay, perfect. So tonight's cards, we're going with the numerology guidance cards, which I love if you're a numbers person. We've also got the crystal spirits. Okay, so we're going in on all of the juicy signs tonight. And then what I thought you guys could pick from are who would like. So this is to pick for the third one. Okay, we've got. Let's do these. All right. So for the last deck, you can pick who would like me to put in the Dark Goddess. There's also Moonology, because we've got a moon coming up, and Earth Magic. So you can put your comment, which one of these you want me to add to tonight's lineup. Earth Magic, Moonology, or Dark Goddess. Okay, so this one's about getting in touch with those shadows. This one's obviously about the phases of the moon. And this one's about connecting with nature. So go ahead and put in the comments which one you think we should use for this evening. Moonology, Jessica says, I love it. Let's see what else everybody says. Okay, with that, Earth April says, let's go ahead and open tonight's lineup. Drop your name if you would like a card. Hello, Hannah. Okay, perfect. So the deck is open. Who wants a card? Let me drink a sip of my Coke here. Okay, we got Michelle, Hannah, Jessica. Okay. Okay, so we've got Moonology 1, Earth 1, 2 for Dark Goddess. April would like 1. Persephone. And by the way, guys, feel free to share this video out if you would like. Oh, okay, cool. I knew what you meant, Persephone. No worries. All right, Michelle. Let's see, Michelle. Going with numerology for Michelle. It's very quiet in here. I gotta find some like royalty-free music or something. Hold on. And royalty-free. Hello. There we go. I mean, it's a StreamYard ad, y'all. Come in full circle. Okay. Perfect. Not copyrighted music. Here we go. Michelle. Oh, it seems that there has been a child in these cards. Just one moment. Okay. So, Michelle, if you have a question, feel free to think about it in your mind, ask yourself. Okay, I don't like that at all. I don't like the weird, what is it? The choking, like from the, what's that? The Grudge. There we go. Mystical music, much better. Love it. Okay. Oh, my kids have their own cards and they still mess with mine. All right, here we go, Michelle. 26, love partnership. It's going to be interesting. Okay. This card indicates a time when a romantic relationship is about to enter your life. Perhaps you're single or about to meet a special someone, or maybe your current relationship is about to progress to a deeper level of understanding and commitment. Either way, love is just around the corner, provided that you believe. In the meantime, you're being encouraged to focus on what you have to offer rather than what you'd like to receive. By doing so, you will attract a mutually loving relationship that serves both parties' needs. Remember, you must believe that love exists in order to attract it into your life. So work on any limiting belief or negative thoughts you may have about love. In order to improve your current situation, you're being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life. I feel like you got a card like this before. Cycles that are leading you toward a romantic love relationship. So love and appreciate yourself as you are today. Embrace your imperfections and be assured that you are worthy of love. Your loved one will appear when you know without a doubt that you are lovable and deserving. I don't know how, I don't know when, but love is on its way. Okay, so this is very interesting to me. And I'm going to tell you why it's interesting right as I turn this music down. Yeah, I know. I know it wasn't. And that's why I'm going to tell you what it means. So there's a very 3D concept of romance. It's between a person and another person. But that's not the romance that's coming for you. And it's interesting that this comes up because this is a lot of the work that I've been doing. And it's the work that you are coming into, which is the understanding of the partnership between you and your inner self. I know you're rolling your eyes and you're like, oh, what? But there is a partnership that is still to be connected between you and the universe that lives inside you. And even as I say this, I'm like so afraid to say this publicly because so many people are going to be like, what? This is what I'm here to explain. This is why I'm here, is to explain to you that there is an energy. Samantha, yes, Samantha's there, but this is different. This is an inner masculine energy. This is an inner protector, an inner lover, an inner boyfriend. separate from your partner, separate from your husband, separate from any love interest that you had ever on TV or crushes. This is an internal part of you that desires to please you, to give you pleasure, to give you abundance, to take care of you, to love you, to honor you, to cherish you. And it is that inner presence that when you come into communion with him, that is when all of the magic of your life will start to unfold. We have been taught that our answers are outside, that they're in the person who's outside of us, that those things are somewhere else. But the truth is that they are inside. In fact, today I was in the shower and I got a download that said, the answer is never outside. The answer, the solution is never outside. We look outside of ourselves for ways to fix our problems, and the answers aren't out there, they're in here. And so this love partnership that this card is talking about is your inner man who has eyes only and utterly for you, who thinks you are the most beautiful thing that ever walked this earth, who doesn't want anything else, who lives and breathes and would die for you. There is an essence of that lives inside of you. Okay? When you tap into the connection with that, be it having conversations, writing letters, listening to certain music, you recognize that you don't need anything else. When you understand that you don't need anything else, guess what happens? Absolutely everything is magnetized to you because you don't need it. You desire it. Okay? You see the difference? So when you meet this man, and of course, you're my one-on-one client, so I will be happy to show you how to find him because many of my clients have done this work. When you meet this man, you will be so satisfied, so fulfilled, so taken over with pleasure and ecstasy and desire that all you will have to do to be happy is exist. And everything else will be gravy. Okay? Stick with me, kid. Because it's about to get pretty steamy around here. Very exciting. This is a big deal. I want you to know. This isn't like, oh, your husband's going to start taking you out on dates. No, babe. No. We're going for sheer blissful ecstasy. This is very exciting. Hannah's over there like, uh-huh. See you, Hannah. All right. Good card, Michelle. I'm sure we're gonna have bricks of voice messages later after this, and I'm here for it. Okay, Hannah. What did we decide? Did anybody else vote for the third deck? Let me remind you of what the 3 decks in question are. We've got Earth Magic. We've got Dark Goddess. And we've got Moonology. All right. For Hannah, what do I want for Hannah? Going with Crystal Spirits for Hannah. Guys, there's still spots to get on the lineup. This is a complimentary call. You don't have to pay anything to be here. So if you would like to have your card read, feel free to jump in. Hi, Angel Marie. Hello. One of my incredible mentors and a psychic in her own right. Absolutely phenomenal human being. Did you hear all that? Did you? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hi, Vanessa. Sure. Vanessa, are you joining us for the integrative workshop? I feel like it's right up your alley. I adore you. And I have to tell you guys, when you start to cultivate that relationship with that inner masculine, oh my goodness, you don't even want to know the sensations your body's having. It's not even a question of it's like not even intimate. It's deeper than that. It's like your whole body is involved. It's delicious. So good. Okay, here we go. Hannah. Spirit quartz. Spirit quartz. Connecting to community, universal love, harmony, and cooperation. Oh, thank you, Angel. Okay. Spirit quartz consists of a main crystal of amethyst, citrine, or white quartz, clear quartz, covered by many tiny crystals, creating a community or family that operates as one. This is an excellent stone to use in meditation when you wish to learn how to be of service, put other people first, or just work well with others. Love is all around. Can you feel it? Love is just one form of abundance, and it provides a firm foundation when you're feeling weak and unsure. So today, follow the Spirit's call and connect to community. Offer others the gift of being able to support you in whatever way they can, so they too may know their power to bring healing into the world and experience the joy of helping you achieve the security and prosperity you seek. Abundance is always in a state of flow. And today, through your community, you will see that truth on display. So I think this is amazing because when you and I were talking earlier, you were like kind of like talking about like when I was sharing whatever I was sharing when I was channeling, and you were like you don't see like you don't see who you are, Amy Lee, right? And I think that like that's one of the ways that you give back is that you can see. Not only can you see, but like you have ways of like supporting the seeing. Like you have ways of being like, okay, here's how we market this, or here's how we get people to hear what you're trying to say. Because when they stop and they listen, it's like, oh my gosh, but we've got to get them to slow down long enough to hear it. And that is a special magic that you have. And through that magic of being able to amplify, to help other people amplify their truth, that is where your abundance will come from. That is your superpower. It's not going to come from working for someone and having them tell you like, go do this and go get me coffee and whatever. It's through it's almost like, and maybe that's why, yeah, like if you see the spirit quartz here, you know how it's like, it's almost like prismatic, right? So it's like the person's magic gets filtered through the prism of you and brought back to all the rainbows of the colors that like entice whoever their audience is, which is something that when it's just one thing that's like one beam of light that just looks white, it's like, oh, white, everybody's light is white. And you're like, no, check it out. See how she has these nuances, how there's these colors down here and there's these colors up here, and see how these colors match together and how these colors make you think of this and these colors make you think of this. Like that's a magical thing. You are that prism. Like you are the energy of that clearness, but the iridescent clearness. So I love that card for you. And I think that really speaks to the magic that you're here to bring. That's who you're here to be. You're the prism. Yeah. 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 Maybe like your new brand is going to be like prismatic marketing or something. Yes, I do remember the rainbow on your wall. Oh my gosh. Yes, because your daughter said something about it. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's crazy, Hannah. Yes. Yeah, it's like prismatic vision. Prismatic vision. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, that's it. That's your magic right there. Prismatic vision. You look at something and you see it broken down into the many colors that it is. That's like, you should trademark that. Hold on, I'm writing it down. Hannah Drake, prismatic vision. Where my prismatic vision technique? Oh my God. Oh, I hope nobody already has that, but if they did, they need to get rid of it because it's yours. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's where it came from. It's just time is not linear. And so it had to happen after it happened before. Okay. I'm gonna have a lot of phone calls later, you guys. All my friends, they're like, what? What was this? What is that? Okay, Jessica is up next. Jessica, did we get any more votes for cards? I still get these 3. Whatever. I'm going with the Moonology one, Jess. I don't know which one you picked, but I feel compelled to pull Moonology for you. Well, you probably picked Dark Goddess, but oh well. Your guides are like, she needs to hear from the moon. You did? Oh, hi, Facebook user. There's some thread that you need to fill out to let me know what your name is. But in the meantime, just put your name after whatever you say, just a hyphen in your name. And then I can add you to the queue. But I can't add you if I don't know who you are. So if you guys are just getting here, I have a brand new offer. It is an integrative experience. So it's my scripting course, but I'm taking it to the next level. We're doing it in a Telegram group where you're, hi, Jen, where you're going to have incredible opportunity to talk to me about your scripting. I'll be able to help you troubleshoot. We'll be able to come up with some best practices. And I'll be sharing all of my juicy scripting magic. So if you guys want to join, it's about a week long. It starts July 24th. The link is in the comments, and also I'll stick it right here too, so you guys have it. Hold on. Edit. There you go. There you go. So if you guys want to join, it's right there. Perfect. All right. What is scripting? Such a good question. Scripting is a manifestation technique by which we force outcomes. So what we do is we design our life the way we want it to be. We write it as if it's already happening, and then we create magic because we collapse outcomes. It's really powerful. And honestly, the main reason I wanted to do this interactive is because when we did it in a group, it was great, but people would like post their thing the next day and then it would die out. And I want like a week of hearing like, you're not going to believe this. I just manifested this. I just manifested this. I just like, I love being in the energy of manifestation. So I was like, give myself a gift and make it much longer. So yeah, it's going to be amazing. Okay, Jessica. Your guides just asked me to get very centered here. So give me just a moment. And I'm being told to call all of your attention to your solar plexus, all of your energy to your solar plexus. So pull the energy from your whole body into your solar plexus and hold it there, kind of like you're squeezing it, like you're trying not to poop, but with your solar plexus. A lot of energy right here for you. And now just go ahead and release that into the rest of your body, just to give that solar plexus a break while we do this card. Great. Good job. Yep, there it goes. And a deep breath for me if you can. And this time I want you to breathe all the air out so that you're actually getting like your belly to your spine, right? Like I want you to empty completely. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. There we go. Okay, good. Okay. And then just regular breathing is fine. Good job. Nice, April. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. Is that you, Jen? I'm so sorry. If you just put, if you guys keep talking and you don't let StreamYard, Michelle, are you still here? Can you stick your link thing that tells them, that makes it so StreamYard can see their names? I should have put it in there and I forgot. So remember, new moons are always about new energy. Oh, sweetheart, it's okay. Don't be sorry. I just feel bad that I can't interact with you because I don't know who people are. That's all. Like, there could be a lot of people that don't have their name in there. I don't see Jen, though. Is she in another thread? It just says Facebook user on my side. It doesn't seem to work with the Facebook app. No, it does. You just have to give it permission. Okay. This card will often come up when you're inquiring about a financial matter or when you're doubting your self-worth. This card suggests you can have whatever you want, including material things, but you must believe in yourself. This comes down to the law of attraction. Value yourself and others will value you too. You can create abundance. Taurus is associated with luxurious Venus, and this card holds the new moon energy. So now's a good time to make a 12-month financial plan. This card also can signal the start of a new relationship or of a sexier time. If you've been wrestling with something for a long time, the new moon in sturdy Taurus is a sign not to give up just yet. Attune to the moon. Get or give a massage. Healthy body, healthy mind. You will soon be able to afford the thing you're dreaming of. Okay. I want to read one more thing. We often feel that it's something wrong to focus on our finances, but the truth is that money can make life far more comfortable from a physical point of view. Taurus knows this, and the new moon in Taurus is the time to work your magic to create the money you want so that you can have the creature comforts you want. Remember that, though, that someone else is still waiting. Someone else is still wishing for what you already have. Oh, happy birthday. That's cool. Yeah. Get a massage. Okay. Thank you, Michelle. You're such a doll. We hook each other up on our lives, you guys. When I'm in her lives, I help out. When she's in my lives, she helps out. It's the thing. Okay, Jessica. So the question that you're being called to answer is, who would you be if you didn't have to worry? Who would you be if all you got to do was create the things that you love? Did you? You should. It's so good. Oh my God. I love it. Who would you be if you didn't have to worry? Who would you be if you just got to play all day? Who would you be if you got to create and you got to stay in your high vibe energy? Who would you be? Because what I need you to do is start playing with what it feels like to have that identity. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, well, that's easy for you to say. Like, I have these problems, or I have this money that I need to bring in, or I have these things, right? But I'm not saying do it all the time. And I'm not saying do it to the detriment of your financial situation. Like, oh, just sit, on your bed and look out the window and, hope that the bills will get paid. No, this is not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is practice being in the energy and feeling the feelings of what it would feel like to just be. What it would feel like to have all your needs met so that you could just be, so that you didn't feel like your existence was transactional to hold the space for you. Now that your divorce is final and the cords are cut, what's next? Right. So if you just give yourself permission to sit in the moment and just allow yourself to feel with no expectation, know where you've got to go, know where you've got to be. Who is she? What does she do? What is her identity if it's not ex-wife, mother, worker? If you couldn't describe yourself with any of those words, who are you? What is Jessica? Allow yourself to recognize that there will never be anything outside of you that describes all of you, that defines all of you. Magnetic. Yeah. So if you were to focus just 1% of your 24-hour day on being magnetic, of feeling magnetic, what do you think the result of that might be? If you simply allow yourself to become the identity of magnetism, I don't have to define myself. I just know that things are attracted to me. Whatever I am, everything wants me. Everything desires me. Everything wants to be a match for me. Play with that identity a little bit. Play with the identity that you are the source of the magnetism. You don't have to convince, you don't have to go, you don't have to get, you don't have to provide. In your being, you are magnetism. So in this new moon, where this talks about prosperity, it's not that it's time for prosperity to find you. It's that it's time for you to recognize that prosperity is you. And that is your divine message today. So take that, bring it here, integrate it. I hope it serves you well. And once again, happy birthday. Okay. April. Yes. You are right now, not you will, you are right now, in this moment. In this moment, I am drawing in all that I desire and all that is my highest and greatest good. Okay, so I am adding Jennifer, I think. Jen, got it. Perfect. Okay, good. Hi. All right. Whoa. Earth magic for April. April, your guides would like me to let you know that they just want you to know how beautiful you are. Inside, outside, you do it for them. And they just wanted me to stop and tell you that. They said you'd roll your eyes. Ocean, ebb and flow. Okay. I'm going to read the book, but I already got a download on this. The ebb and flow of life is never more clearly represented than in the ocean's movements. The tides of these great bodies of water rise and fall in regular rhythms, and the waves continue to roll to the shores in endless and varied patterns. Hi, Marche. Just as they have been doing for millions of years and will continue to do so. I love you too, Angel. Thank you for coming. Have been doing for millions of years and will continue to do so for millions more. These tides and waves maintain a relative predictability unless unforeseeable forces of nature intervene, which have been known to happen. Hurricanes and earthquakes, for instance, can have a dramatic effect on the characteristics of both the tides and the waves. The oceans cover 70% of the Earth, and the human body averages a composition of 70% water. The dynamic gravitational interaction of the sun and moon that moves these massive bodies of water and creates the shifting tides also affects our human bodies in ways that we respond to instinctually, often having a great deal more influence over our moods and emotional states than we're aware of. Cough, cough. So here's the deal. You have ebbs and flows of your emotions, okay? But you have a tendency to do what I call throwing the baby out with the bathwater. So you love something, and then it's like the best thing since sliced bread. But then you hate it, and you want to stab it and like break it into a million tiny pieces. But then you go over your wave, right? And then all of a sudden you love it again. And then you hate it again. And then you love it again. And then you hate it again. And so this happens a lot in relationships when people are in relationships with people that are not very good to them. Hear me out. I'm not saying that about your husband or anything. They are like, oh my gosh, he's so awful. And they tell their friends about how awful he is. And then all of a sudden one day they're like, oh, never mind. We made up. It's fine. And they're like, oh, okay. So we like him now? Oh yeah. Everything I said before was totally like, it was totally not true. Oh, okay. Never mind then. And then another day, it's like, "Oh my god," and then he did this and that, "I'm gonna punch him, I'm gonna rah, rah, rah." It's like, "Oh, no, no, we made it." And so the medicine here for you is to know that there will be times when you love something, when you love your husband, and when you can't stand him. When your kids are like, you think they hung the moon and they're the best thing ever, and sometimes when you wanna wring their little necks. When everything is going your way and you might as well buy a Powerball ticket, and sometimes you just don't even wanna get out of bed. But the key here and the medicine is not to make judgment calls on something when you're in the ebb or the flow. There will be times when things feel amazing and times when they feel crappy, but we don't have to pass judgment on them at either of those times. Okay? We don't have to make something wrong because in this moment it's not aligned, because we know that it's going to go back up. It's like the stock market. You see people who their stock drops, and what do? The first thing they do is they go pull their money out. Well, then they lost money. But if they were to just leave it there, maybe after a little while, what would happen? It would go back up again, right? And then maybe it'll go back down again. And then maybe it'll go back up again. So it's how we code what it is that we see that makes the difference. If we just let things be, oh, they had a bad day. Oh, they had a good day. Oh, they made a dumb mistake. This business made a stupid mistake. This is going to cost them. But we don't pass judgment on them as a business or him as a person or whatever the case may be. Because what goes up must come down. And so you don't have to immediately make a decision when something doesn't go a certain way and remove it from your life or get a tattoo of it on your face either. You get to go with the ebb and flow and go, you know what? Today, they're not my favorite. Today, they are not my favorite. Tomorrow, it could be different. Have you ever had a friend who just can't seem to get out of their own way? And they're just so, and this is for everybody, by the way, and they're just so negative, and you're like, I'll talk to you tomorrow. You're not like, that's it. She was pissed off today. She was in a bad mood, and that's why I am never talking to her again. Can you imagine if we passed judgment on everybody for everything they did? Crazy, right? And so this is your opportunity to recognize the humanity. And I mean that word as like a noun, right? Because I'm talking about in businesses and people and life and relationships. Recognize that there is an ebb and a flow. I have friends who, when they're on their best day, I want to talk to them for 24 hours straight. I'm just like, you are so fun. Let's be together. Let's hang out. Let's go to dinner. But then there's sometimes when they're so negative that I'm like, I don't even want to answer my phone. Like, you're literally the lowest vibration. but I still love them. And I recognize who they are. This is you with BP. Okay. And I recognize who they are, and I don't throw them out for decisions that they make. So that is your medicine. You get to not be in love with something someone or something does, and not necessarily have to decide that that means that you're done with them. I had a boyfriend like that. I actually ended up marrying the guy, but not this husband, but my other husband. I had this problem where anytime we would get into an argument, he'd be like, you know what? We're done. I mean, that should have been my clue not to marry him, but hindsight. We're done. Never mind. We're done. And I'm like, no. I would make mistakes and he'd be like, I'm not mad, but we're not going out anymore. Because it was like, that's it. You make a mistake and I'm done with you. And that's okay sometimes. There are certain grave mistakes that it's like, oh, you're not coming back from this one. But every once in a while, we got to let that humanity creep in. I mean, you do that though. You do have that, because there was a time when you thought I was a complete nut job, and now look, you're stuck with me. So I hope that helps. That was my lesson today from the outage. Oh yeah, just allow things to exist without Yeah, exactly. And that's such a big part of like Buddhism, right? Like literally just observing and not judging. Judgment is the hardest thing because we're actually judging ourselves. When we see something happening, here's the thing. And like no one's going to understand this. Maybe not understand, that sounds condescending. No one's going to believe what I'm about to say, but we are everything. We are everything. Hi, Vanessa. We are everything. You are me. I am you. We are everything. We're having an illusion of being a whole bunch of different people with a whole bunch of different feelings. But anything that you recognize in someone else is actually taking place in you. And the only place you can fix it is inside of you. Okay? That's the only place where you can affect change. Got it? Good. All right. Persephone, one star goddess. It'd be crazy if Persephone got Persephone. The universe is always talking, Michelle. Are you guys having fun? Hello, Janelle. Happy belated anniversary, my gorgeous friend who has had 2 kids in 10 years and still looks like a supermodel. I hope that you're doing really well. I miss you. Okay. Sorry, I just got like a little zing in my body. Okay. Persephone, what's coming through for you before I'm even pulling your cards is something about pretzel. Twisting yourself into a pretzel, eating a pretzel. I don't know. Something about a pretzel. Twisting a pretzel. I don't understand it. Maybe you will. You're welcome, April. Okay, so you got Dear Woman, which is temptation. A temptress loves temptation's sin. Seduction lures innocence in. Fooled be not by woodland mist. Take heed, wise up, time to resist. By the power of the dark goddess in me, protection in place, blessed be. I would love a pretzel right now, too. Somebody send us pretzels. Okay. Lead us not into temptation. To that, dear woman would softly whisper, why not? And beckon you to hear her all the same. Sometimes a lesson must be fully experienced to be understood. You are being tempted to try something you would normally steer clear of. perhaps an affair, a risky business venture, or even to indulge in activities that pose a health risk. Yes. Oh my gosh, cinnamon sugar. Yes, please. Of course, it's Sunday night and there's none to be had. There's an innocence in the way in which this is happening, but that simply masks how close you are to the edge of the woods from which this beautiful goddess calls. Only you can know if answering her is wise. If you decide to walk into the woods to give in to temptation, then be sure to take precaution. Let someone know what you're doing in advance. Be prepared to take responsibility when you can no longer see the forest for the trees, or you may have to find your own way out. Archetypal temptress of North American origin, Dear Woman lures men of ill morals into the woods, never to return. Young adults and prepubescents are warned about her. She can be banished through the use of chanting and tobacco. Spells she casts can be broken by looking at her cloven hooves. Sightings of her are a sign of personal transformation or can be viewed as a warning. Somebody is trying to drag you back. Stay on the right side of the law. Seek help for a relapse. Don't send money on a whim. If something looks too good to be true, it probably is. Of course I do, Janelle. I'll pop you on the bottom, Lovey. Okay. So, indulgence. Temptation, indulgence. Indulgence is when there's an opportunity to do something and it's off the beaten path of what you truly desire, or maybe it's something you desire in the moment, but it's going to deter from your larger goal. And so there are things that have come up along the way on your main path of your true desires that you have said yes to, that have been in opposition of, or have kind of distracted you from your main goal. So it could be something like going to an event or hanging out with a certain person or traveling somewhere, something that has caused you to be wandering around in the woods away from your actual goals and desires. And if you choose to do that, you may find that you can't find your way back to the path. And the path is so obscured that like you don't even know where you are. There's no map. It's foggy. You just kind of have to feel your way back if you're lucky. So it's very important if you have a goal or a desire that you keep the desire in the forefront. You keep the desire as the target and you don't allow the sirens and the muses and the things that are on the edges to come in and take over that space. You don't allow them to lure you off the path of your desire, because when that happens, it can feel like a dark night of the soul. Like that energy will literally consume you because you're no longer on the aligned path. Now, the good news is you can't get it wrong. You're always going to land on your feet. Everything that is meant to be will be. It's just a question of, is it going to pan out in this life? Or are you going to have to wait for the next episode? Have you ever watched a TV show and it's like you want the characters to get together and you're watching and you're like, maybe this episode, and then you see the credits and you're like, oh gosh, like it's still not happening. It's going to happen. It just might not be this season. Like you are eternal. You're an eternal being. So there's no question that you're going to get your happy ending. It's just a question of whether Persephone is going to be the one to see it, or if Mortimer, as a 70-year-old man in Afghanistan, is going to be the one to see it. Like there are so many components of you. So the good news is there is no way that it goes wrong. It just might not be in this season if you continue to take these detours. Okay, Vanessa, let's go back to numerology for you. I think that'd be fun. And guys, while we're waiting for these cards to open, I just want to remind you about my Scripting Your Dreams into Life interactive experience. So normally, or historically, I've always done it as a masterclass in one day, hour and a half, sit down, listen to me yap, and then go do the things. And although that is effective, I recognize we're in a very different land. Everybody is coached out. Everybody is sick and tired of sitting through a bunch of courses and like, oh my gosh, just get to the point already. So what I've chosen to do instead is to do an interactive coaching experience through Telegram. I do this with my one-on-one clients and they're obsessed with it. And so what we're going to be doing is we are going to go through my Script Your Dreams into Life course, but step by step over 7 days. I'm going to teach you my system, but then I'm also going to teach you some tips and tricks to make the system work for you. And it is an incredible manifestation tool that you can take with you. You can teach to your clients if you want to. It's my Right to Design method. It's a very specific way that I do scripting that gives me mind-blowing results. And it's how I have created everything in my life. It's how I called in my incredible dream partner, this beautiful mansion that I live in with a movie theater and hanging pots and pans, the incredible lifestyle that I live. It all comes through this one technique. And you're probably thinking, okay, well, Amy Lee, like, what's the catch? Why are you doing this with us, right? Like you know, you're a high ticket coach. Like, why are you going to be in there with us? Because I'm a generator and I love to be in the thick of it with my people. I love to hear how it's working and I love to help you troubleshoot when it's not. And that's what lights me up. And honestly, when I'm lit up, guess what happens? People come to me in other avenues and want one-on-one work, or other abundance comes to me. So you're doing me a favor by lighting me up in this container and letting me help you and teach you this incredible technique that will change a freaking life like this over and over and over. Like, yes, please. I am so here for that. So the link for that, it's $111. Yes, for the whole week. No, there's no catch. You can check out the link in the comments, and then it's also scrolling, although I don't really know how you would be able to grab that, but it's more that I was kind of trying to be like, hey, look, here's the link. But you can also find it in the comments. Yes. What do you want to say, Source? What? Hold on. It's fun. I'm supposed to tell you it's fun. It's fun. It's a fun technique. It's not a drag. It's fun. It's exciting. You're going to have a lot of fun with it. You can teach it to your kids. You can teach it to your partner. It's a great way to get your partner on board. It's not in the comments. It's in the comments of the live. Like, I put it in the live. I actually can't add it because I'm me, but if somebody wants to toss it in the comments, I know one of you has it somewhere. Feel free to pop it in the comments. But it's definitely amazing, and it's a super fun, easy way to create massive abundance. Some of you guys have taken the masterclass, so feel free to pipe in if you have. But this is going to be different. This is going to be much more interactive. Yes, it is fun. Absolutely. Okay, here we go. Vanessa. Oh, sure, April. How are we doing on time? Okay, we got like... Oh, yay. Okay, hold on. Tapping in for Vanessa. I'm hearing rest, Vanessa. I'm hearing self-care. Let's see. Oh, it's an April party. Domestic harmony. Oh, the music stopped and now I feel dead. Hold on. This card indicates a time of healing your relationship and your home. This may relate to a troubled relationship with a child, family member, ex, or current partner. It could even relate to problems you've had with the actual house itself. Either way, this card has been sent to advise you that your difficulties are being resolved and domestic happiness is within your reach. This card can indicate a time to make a commitment to your present relationship by declaring your love and desire to take things to the next level. It can also reveal a need to commit to your present residence by extending your lease, deciding not to sell, or making the necessary improvements to turn it into your perfect home. Regardless, this card is encouraging you to make a commitment rather than walk away. In order to improve your current situation, you're being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life, cycles that are leading you toward domestic harmony and peace. Remember, there is no such thing as the perfect relationship. That's not true. Um, Family or home. Domestic harmony can only be achieved with effort, compassion, and compromise. By improving your relationship and your home, you will improve your quality of life. Okay, so thank you, Jennifer. So, Vanessa, you are in a period of your life where you're getting things back together, right? Your spouse is starting to heal from his surgery, and he's starting to become uh, more of a figurehead in the home, right? Where it used to be kind of like you had to take care of him and like all of your self-care needs kind of fell on the wayside. Now he's starting to want to claim some of his sovereignty in the home and like who he gets to be. And maybe he's like asking for silly things or he's trying to like make changes that are like, oh, I don't know. And so learning how to be a partnership again when you've been in a relationship of caretaking for a long time can be kind of a struggle, especially when you're so used to taking care of someone else that you really haven't had the opportunity to take care of yourself. And so, what this card and what I'm seeing is that it's an opportunity. Hi, Jess Tilly. It's an opportunity for you to take these moments when he's in his independence or he feels like he's got it. Take those moments to take care of Vanessa. Take those moments to be there for yourself, to get a pedicure, to watch a show, to get a massage, to read a book that you want to read, like whatever it is that you want to do. So when you have that energy from him where he is starting to assert himself again and feel like he potentially is the man of the house, that's when you get the opportunity to do things for yourself. Hey, Ashley, so good to see you. Thanks so much for dropping by. And so it gives you the opportunity, okay? It gives you the opportunity to start taking care of Vanessa, which is something that kind of fell by the wayside. Now, I know that that's a hard thing to do, right? You're like, but what if he still needs me? But what if I'm in the bubble bath and then he falls? And what if he needed something and I wasn't there because I was getting a pedicure? That's all of the things that your ego tells you to try to keep you stuck, to try to keep you safe. And what we want to do is we want to get you back to that place where you're dreaming and scheming and having these incredible ideas and thoughts and all of the sovereignty that you are still to claim about being in partnership with the universe, about being a co-creator. And so let this part, as he starts to shuffle back into his personhood, into his humanity, let these be the moments when you give yourself the opportunity to give back to yourself until the day comes when he is fully present and able to give back to you in that way. But for now, let's practice all of the self-care. Let's get creative. Let's go to Marshall's and let's spend $20 on fun things, bubble baths and eye masks and all those yummy things. Let's do all of those. Jess Tilly, I always have time for you, my little sweet little protege. You guys, if you don't know Jess Tilly, she's amazing. Yes, let's do it, Vanessa. Oh my gosh. Yes, let's commit to more self-care. I love it. And I would really love it if it's possible for you to join us in this week. I think it would be fantastic for you. I think it's a price point that you can, bite off. It's so easy. And I think that this would be a great opportunity for you to start manifesting your life as a person who takes care of herself and who has an incredible, abundant existence. Oh my gosh, such a good card. Thank you so much for coming. Vanessa always just makes me feel so good. She's such an incredible human. Thank you. So Jess Tilly, though. Jess Tilly is she is my person who, oh, yay, Vanessa, I love it. Jess Tilly's my person. She is the first person, the only person who I have opened the right to do my Dream Design Intensive work. I have licensed it to her, and she's going through the process of being certified in it right now. She is a baby coach that is low-key 500 years old. She's so beyond her years. She's doing absolutely incredible things. Her group is called Core Calling. Feel free to drop the link, Jess. Love if you did. She's amazing. She is so tapped in and tuned in, and she's an incredible human being. And she is very soon going to be offering her own version of the Dream Design Intensive from my Dream Design methodology. And she's amazing. So follow her. I love her so much. Yes. Okay. Let's see who's next. Jen. Hello, Jen. I know you're here because I just saw your beautiful name, your beautiful face. For Jen, we're going with crystals. And hello to everyone who's brand new here. Hi, I'm Amy Lee. I am a 5'2" in human design, which I'm told means that I don't know how cool I am. But lucky for you, you can still see how cool I am, even if I can't see it for myself. So hang out, say hi. Let me know if this is your first time joining us. These are complimentary cards, and all you have to do to get one is say, I'd like a card, please. And I will put you on the list. Now, I reserve the right to end the list at any time. 808. It's one of my angel numbers. I reserve the right to end the list at any time because this takes a lot of energy and this is a very intensive process. But you're more than welcome to put yourself on the list. The later you get here, the less likely that you'll get a card. But looks like right now we're in good shape. All right, Jen. So is it Dignan? I don't know how to say it. So we've got Jen, Janelle, April, and Jess. Is that everybody? Did I miss anybody? Okay. April. All right, Jen. Dignan. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, let's see what Jen's guides have to say. I agree. She's a looker. Yes. Your guides want me to tell you to breathe. Okay, everybody should be able to comment, April. So if they can't comment, they're not on the right link. The comments in the group aren't showing up. What group are we in? I don't even know. We're on my personal page. We are, hold on, let me see. I should be able to see everything. All destinations. Yeah, I should be able to see them all. Jess, would you be a love if you're not in the middle of doing bedtime or anything? Will you just make sure that whoever's comments are showing up where they're not showing up, that they just make it over here? Thank you. You guys, if you're having problems, if you're watching this and you're having problems commenting, just go over to my personal profile and just join the live from there, and then you'll be able to comment better. Okay. All right. Amethyst. One of my favorites. Do I have any on my desk right now? No. I think it's over there. Okay, amethyst, number 4. Familiarity, unconscious habits, old patterns in need of being released. I didn't limit who can comment. I didn't, I promise. Autopilot takes over. Hold on. Love you guys too much. Give me a second. Dora mentioned me in a comment. Okay. No, it definitely says there's a little globe. All right, wait a minute. Maybe they're not my Facebook friend. I don't know. I have no idea, but I promise that I did not limit it. Okay, autopilot takes over when we require a rest from mental overload. While this reaction can serve us well, Amethyst Spirit brings a reminder to stop surrendering to the familiar. I feel like I already said that to you. And be mindfully present to the now and examine your habits. Are they working for you the way you want them to? Are you overdue for a new routine, perhaps a small, simple shift that can make a huge difference? What could you say more often to those you love or do more often to nurture yourself when your go-to is sacrifice for others? What habits could you begin to develop today to build your security and increase your prosperity? Can you see how the old habits these replace should have been discarded a long time ago? Amethyst Spirit's message for you is to be conscious of your habits so you don't fall asleep to your potential for transformation and healing. You deserve so much more than you have right now. So awaken to your ability to co-create a new, one replaced habit at a time. Okay, so what I've been getting for you is that there is a part of your energy that is dead. Not dead, but unresponsive, like hibernating. And I think it's your sacral. I don't actually know your human design. I think you told me, but I forget. But I think it's your sacral. What I'm feeling is that there is this desire part of you, the part of you that's like in love with life, the feminine mystique is like flatlined. And so because of that, there is a finite amount of energy that you're able to access, right? It's kind of like if half of the Christmas tree was off, right? Like all of the lights are connected, but like when one light goes out, the whole bottom generator, right? So the whole bottom part of the tree like is kaput. Okay. So for you, what's happening is you're not able to access the abundance and the joy and the magnetism and all those juicy things and the feelings of like wantedness and desire because that part of you is off. It's like the bottom part of the Christmas tree is completely shut off. Like one light went out and that part of you is dead. And so you've got to wake that up again. You've got to wake up that part of you. And it's not going to be done by continuing to go through the motions. It's not going to be done by consistently going through paycheck to paycheck, living in a rut, those kind of things. Well, there's a lot of things you can do. But the how isn't as important right now as listening to the message that it has to be done, because the you that is activated in her fullness is magnetic, is insatiable, is desirable, is walking around, as one of my coaches, Melanie and Layer says, magic on legs. Like you're literally undeniably magnetic. And that is what is coming for you if you can break through this rut, this monotony of just making ends meet. So what's that look like? You're going to have to do some hard things. You're going to have to put yourself out there. You're going to have to energetically kind of go out on a limb a little bit. And that may look like you needing to do some different things with your energy. Hey, babe, is that you? Can I have my water? Up on the, yeah, thank you. That may be something like, meditating. It could be breathing. It could be more sex. It's always more sex. Let's be real. And I know that you said that might not necessarily be a thing for you right now. And so there are other ways around that. Hey, babe. Oh, thank you. Not that way. That's not what I meant. I mean, other ways around it like that. Yeah. So there are lots of opportunities for you to tap into, thank you. And he's gone. There's a lot of ways for you to tap into that energy. Did you bring the dog back in here?
No.
Yes, you did.
No, he's outside. He's out of the door.
Oh, okay.
I promise.
Because when you do, you will be unstoppable. Like people will stop you in the street to be like, I don't know who you are or what you're doing, but I need some and I want some. And that shift in magnetism, that's what I do. That's how I support clients, is I help you go from like, oh yeah, this is this and that's that. And this is what we're doing to like, I don't even understand, Emily. Somebody messaged me and they want to buy 700 of this thing that I sell. Or I just signed 10 clients in a week. Or my husband won't keep his hands off me. Yeah, I know. Because that's that sacral magnetism. That's what's missing for you right now. And Amethyst is like, got your number. So you're welcome. Okay. Janelle. Poppin' Janelle's Oracle Cherry. She's never had a card before. You like that? You like that jingle, Janelle? You guys, I've known Janelle since before No, not since before I've known William, but as long as I've known William. Because when we were dating, Janelle was dating her now husband, and our husband, Janelle.
Oh.
And our and our husbands were in Ranger Battalion together, but in different companies. And they deployed. Did you guys deploy at the same time? I feel like you did.
I think we were in the same company. We were just in different platoons.
Yeah, they were in the.
Yeah, we did deploy.
You did deploy together, yeah.
Sure we did.
So she and I kept each other warm over the internet while our husbands were away on their deployments. Why am I grabbing this? I don't want this. What do I want? You can't just grab any card for somebody's first reading. It's just not a thing. All right, we're going with the Rose Oracle. Okay. Janelle. How many Janelles do we have?
I don't know. I feel like I hear you use that name often, but I don't think it's her often.
I don't know if I know any other Janelles.
Oh, well, I guess it's always been me.
Oh, did you hear that, Janelle? It's always been you. Jess is hyping you up, Janelle. All right. Mm-hmm. You need a library. Yeah, me too. I told you I can show you how to make a backdrop like this so you don't have to have your whole whatsy footsy. All right, here we go. Janelle, trust the seasons, embrace change, cycles of life, transition, and growth. Sorry, I don't know how to. There you go. Okay. Suddenly, magic's come back. It was your first two, Jennifer? I didn't know. I definitely think you would love the scripting course that I'm doing. Okay. Our disconnection from the earth and her seasons leads us to believe that we should be in full bloom all year round, that we should grow without leaving space to cut back. When we focus on the never-ending bloom, we forget the importance of all of life's phases. The rose, like all of nature, teaches us this every day. She's forever showing us how to embrace the ever-changing seasons in an ever-changing world. We're not meant to stay the same. Relationships aren't meant to stay the same. Life isn't meant to stay the same. Nothing on the planet is meant to stay the same. The seasons teach us that. Night and day teach us that. Time and age teach us that. Birth and death teach us that. Does this lady really need to say teach us that much? We may return to a place, a person, or thing won't be exactly as they were. Not for everything, and everyone is forever changing. Nothing is static. The more we resist change, the further away we are from who we're becoming. When we embrace change, we embrace life and nature and are forever becoming. Okay, so here's what I'm getting for you. There's a part of you that feels kind of like you're in a rut too, but not the way that it was for Jen. For you, it's more like, are my best days behind me? Like, I had the most incredible life being in college and sororities and all these women that I was friends with and all the things. And I had my hot girl days. And can that ever come back for me? And can I ever be, yes, of course, my husband loves me. And yes, of course, like, I know that I'm a pretty girl and whatever. I'm doing you, Janelle. You. I know that I'm a pretty girl and I know all these things, but like, is the best of me behind me? Like, is it all going to be, I'm just a mom now, or the rest of my life is watching my children carry out their dreams with the occasional date night and, oh, it's really good. Oh, it's okay. I just started. It's really good on the days, and then in between, right? Like in between, it's just waiting for that other date night or whatever it is. And so the card is about recognizing there is always going to be change. You are going to grow. You're going to mature. Your outside is going to grow. But there's always going to be an aspect of you that gets to be as young and beautiful and sexy and virile and supermodel-y as you have been known to be forever, right? And so as long as you hold on to her and her desires and the way that she looks at the world, she gets to exist. And on a quantum field, she does still exist. Have you ever noticed when you watch a movie that you watched when you were a young kid, like you don't feel creeped out by it, right? Like when I watch, I don't know, Twilight, those kids are like 20 years younger than me. And like, I mean, granted, you know, Edward's a little sparkly these days, but at the time, like I thought he was the cutest guy ever. And Jacob, like, oh my gosh, be still my foolish heart. And yeah, they're young, but like I can project the me that I was their age when I watched that. I don't look at that and be like, oh my gosh, they're 17 years old, I'm a pedophile. Like that's not what it is, right? Because there's an aspect of me that's still that age. So it's okay to see the world through your maiden eyes. You are still the maiden and the mother. Yes. And the crone all at once, because time is not cyclical. I mean, time is not linear, right? Time is cyclical. It's all happening in one circle and all at the same time. And so if you feel like, is this as good as it gets? Are my best years behind me? Is this, I'm so afraid to embrace all of the learning and the wisdom that comes with this next level, because it also means that I'm acknowledging that I'm not going to get checked out, which yes, actually you are, but maybe some people wouldn't. I'm not going to get checked out. I'm not going to get carded. People aren't going to turn their heads when they look at me. But like, you have to understand that energetically, as long as you stay that person energetically, you absolutely will still be that person. So it's not about the things we do to stay looking young. It's about the things we do to stay feeling young, to stay energetically connected to being young. I watched, if you guys haven't seen the movie, my friend Carolyn will make fun of me, but it's called My Fault on Amazon Prime. It's free on Amazon Prime, and it's in Spanish, so watch it with subtitles. It's about a teenager who falls in love with her stepbrother. And like, I had feelings, y'all. She's 17 and he's what, 21? I don't even know. Like 20, whatever makes it not gross to you. And it was like amazing. And it wasn't me. Like I am as old as the mother in that movie, right? But I didn't look at it from the mother perspective. I wasn't like, oh my God, those kids. Of course not. I was right there with them. I was like, oh, this is so good. Like, but if my kid did that, are you kidding me? Like, so you still get to project yourself into your maiden self. And the more that you do that, that's where the magnetizing comes from. That's the part of you that's still pulling things in. When you let go of that, that's when things start to kind of happen more, I don't know, like by default is when we let go of that. When we let go of that feminine desire, when we let go of the parts of us that are magnetic, that's when we start to call it in and we just kind of let life happen. And that's where the paycheck to paycheck, and we start gaining weight and we start having issues with our reproductive systems and we start seeing wrinkles and all these things. It's because we are no longer tapped into the idea that we get to magnetize from a place of feminine mystique. So that's the message, right? Don't feel like because you have children, because they're growing up, because you're a mom, because you know, do all the mom things, that precludes you from also staying in that magnetic, gorgeous woman of desire, because that is where your power lies. And once you get beyond that, once you decide you don't want to do that anymore, which some people do, that is where we start to fall into complacency, and we start to see people wearing cardigans and sitting on the couch and talking about how it used to be. It didn't used to be. It gets to be that way every single freaking day of your life if you decide it. So that's your activation, and I hope it supports you. Yes, it's so hard to remember who you can be outside of who you have to be. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Yes. And just like you and I, when we first met those guys and we were head over heels and writing them letters and like, oh my God, I heard from him. Oh my God, I can't wait for him to get home and us to get married. Do you remember that? Do you remember how we felt? Do you remember that feeling of like planning our weddings and like, oh, you should see the letters he wrote me and the things that he said. And like, I'm the prettiest girl in the world. You are still that right now in this moment, 100%, to him, to the universe, and to anybody else that you decide to project that to. You're welcome. Okay. April Allen. And then Jess Tilly. Did I forget anybody? Oh, there's a new girl. Hold on. She can't comment, but she wanted a card. Where is she? Amber Chesterfield. Amber Chesterfield. Oh, sweet girl. You are still so hot. You guys, go find Janelle on Facebook, look at her picture, and tell me I'm wrong that she's not a freaking supermodel. She is absolutely stunning. Still, to this day, with 2 little kids. Gorgeous girl. Gorgeous. Okay. All right, April. Let's go with Moonology. I remember when you even had a different last name. And so did I. Remember? Janelle Gagnon? And now you've been that for 10 years. Janelle was like Southern hospitality / like debutante before there was TikTok. Like she was my first experience with that. Okay, April. Let's see if April's got any guides coming forward. This is your first card. Okay, so I've got a tall gal for you, April. She's got like curly hair. She's very tall, lanky. Maybe very tall. Maybe a basketball player. Got hoop earrings. Curly hair, kind of 80s curly hair, but not really. Like 80s in the 90s hair. It's kind of got like a sporty vibe. She's telling me how much you're going to impress me. She's like, watch this. Watch what she does. Watch what she gets. Okay. Coach. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a fun one. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Guys, my stomach is rumbling. Okay. Whatever is coming your way, it looks set to put a smile on your face. The new moon in Sagittarius can mark the restart of fun after a period of feeling low. The energy is adventurous and even willing to take a few risks, but be careful you don't bet the farm on something here, as the wheel of fortune is still spinning. This card is about exploring life metaphorically by exchanging big ideas with others or just thinking about your own philosophies. Perhaps it's time to change your mind about something important. It can also signal that a trip is coming up if that's something you're working to achieve. But the overall message of this card is that whatever happens next will be some sort of gift, even if that simply means widening your worldview. Count your blessings, literally. Write them down or say them out loud. Okay. So you are used to controlling your abundance. When you want things to happen, you are used to getting it done, making it happen, getting it done. But this time around, you're meant to look for miracles. You're meant to look for things happening outside of you, things that you didn't see coming, things that don't make sense, things that surprise and delight you, things that go, oh my gosh, I never saw that coming, right? Like that is the key. The key is that it comes from out of nowhere. So it's less about magnetizing things that you want and more about being open to things that you didn't even know you wanted. And like, how fun would it be to have a miracle happen today? So that's the vibe. It's not necessarily about like, oh my gosh, I really want this to happen, because that's a very attached thing. And that's very much like, oh my gosh, like it has to be this and it has to be now and I have to make it work. As opposed to like, I wonder how the universe can surprise and delight me today. I wonder how I can allow something magical to happen. Like, what can I be open to? What can I open my suspension of belief to being possible for me in this moment? Okay. All right. Just Tilly, my love, are you here? Just Tilly. Dark goddess. The dark goddess is calling you. Hopefully you BP peeps, did I say that right? BP peeps are going to be joining me for the scripting course, because you will just love it. Okay. Jess's guides. Okay, this is interesting. This might be a little bit of a trigger warning here, so give me a moment. Just one of your guides is a stork, but it's a black stork, who goes and collects babies who did not make it earthside and brings them back to source. And in that journey, sings them songs and holds them and cuddles them. Makes them feel safe. Message from that guide is there's compassion in darkness. There's compassion in the darkness. There's compassion in darkness. Okay. I could kill the mood for everyone. Medea, deception. I always love when like the most bright people in my life end up with cards that are totally outside of who they are to me. Let's see who you really are. Just kidding. Web of lies, lies of deceit. Truth reveals who's a cheat, ensnared within a dangerous game. Live in the light or face shame. By the power of the dark goddess in me, protection in place. Blessed be. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. Sir Walter Scott's words should sound a little chilling right now. All may look calm and serene from where you're standing, but wait till the truth comes out, and it will. For then it will be too late for clever words, trickery, or playing the blame game. No one is immune to telling the odd fib or two. However, when a life is built on deception and fabrication, well, that's another thing entirely. You must be honest with yourself first and foremost, then look to unravel the web and face the music. Medea comes to you now as a warning, her back turned to you to hide her grief, shame, and horror of what a life built on half-truths and smoke and mirrors has led to. Do you really want to run the risk of being left isolated, forever staring into the abyss at what might have been? You are having the wool pulled over your eyes. Honesty will be the best policy when applying for a new job. Speak up even if you think you are alone, and others will support you. Be thorough with paperwork. Sign nothing until you are absolutely sure. This is a very dark card, so I think we need a clarifier. Nine of Wands. Strength, support, boundaries. Okay, got it. Okay, so you may be in a partnership, and I don't think it's me, but you may be in a partnership with someone who you are letting take advantage of you, or letting them pull the wool over your eyes, or something to do with you supporting someone maybe for free, or someone that you're supporting that is inadvertently taking advantage of you. And so the truth is that you are you're not protecting yourself adequately with someone who could potentially be taking advantage of you. So it could be like a partnership that you're in, or it could be no, I think it's something like that, or it could be like a group you're in where you're not necessarily getting the support that you're meant to get, or somebody's taking advantage of you, or they said they'd give you something and then they're not giving you what they're supposed to give you. So it's about, you have to maintain your boundaries, and if you don't, those things can get you. And being married to someone in cybersecurity, I'm sure you understand that too, right? Like, you have to protect yourself, not because of everybody's bad, but because there might be someone who could be. So yes, it's a very intense card, an unfair betrayal of trust. Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. All right, well, that was quite the happy card, Jess. But Jess is all about intensity, you guys. You have to understand, like, if I was to pull something that was like sunshine and rainbows, she'd be like, thanks, but that doesn't challenge me. She likes to be challenged. So she can handle cards like that. I wouldn't give that to a beginner. Thank you. All right, Amber Chesterfield. I know you can't see me, but can anybody see her? Does anybody see Amber Chesterfield? She's the last one tonight. Hopefully she somewhere can comment and someone can see. So this is her first card too, I think. So we'll do numerology for her too. So Amber Chesterfield, if you are no longer watching, come back and watch the replay. Because I don't want you to feel like you watched this whole thing and then you couldn't even get a card. Okay. Good night, Jennifer. So good to see you. Rebirth, 16. Oh, we opened right to it. This card indicates a time of major transition and transformation that will result in significant personal growth. By drawing this card, you've entered a period of spiritual awakening and rebirth. Well, yeah, hang out with me for 5 minutes and that'll happen. When you have the opportunity to align with your higher self and the overarching principles that guide you, this is where you surrender to the changes around you and prepare to be the best you can be. You're being encouraged to trust and believe that a magical future awaits, but first you need to let go of the old in order to experience the new. Take time to reevaluate your core values and re-examine your life, then examine any superficial foundations that don't align with your higher self and your dreams. This is a time to recognize and rise above any ego-based thoughts and behaviors, for humility and authenticity are the keys to your success. In order to improve your current situation, you're being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life, cycles that are leading you toward a higher level of understanding and awareness. This transformation is inevitable. So know this is a very exciting time, for you are about to become the best you can be. I mean, I don't even think there's anything to say about that. Congratulations. You're up leveling. So good. All right. Well, we came in right under 2 hours. So I love that. I'm back. Okay. I'll be here Sundays. Yay, Bridget. Hi. I will be here on Sundays. So you guys can catch me 7 o'clock Eastern time. You're so welcome, Jess. I love you so much. Oh, Brigitte, I love you. For those of you who didn't hear, let me do one more quick plug for the Scripting Your Dreams into Life experience. It is an interactive experience. It is 7 days in Telegram with yours truly. I'm going to teach you my script, my right to design method. You're going to get my Trello board. I'm going to show you how to use it. We're going to do all the damn things. It's going to be amazing. It's the best manifestation technique if you want like quick results, if you want results you can measure, and you want repeatable results. Scripting is the way to go. I'm going to teach you why it works, how it works, all the yummy things. $111. Link is in the comments. Link is in the comments here. Link is in the description, and it's also sliding around the bottom. So yeah, I would love to have you guys join me. There is still some room. We've got quite a few folks signed up. If you're on Michelle's team, though, go to Michelle to get the link because she has a special link for you guys. Okay. Hope you guys have a fantastic evening. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week again for Oracle Hour. Bye, y'all.